Marley was dead, to begin with. There's no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon charge for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was dead as a doornail. Welcome to a special Christmas edition of the Saturday Evening Cocktail. And tonight, while I may not be dead as a doornail quite yet, I'm going to be old Marley. Remember, you see, he brought old Scrooge the news that three spirits would come to visit him. Well, old Ryan here is going to do the same. As tonight, I'm going to be bringing you three spirits as well. Friends, rum and gin and bourbon whiskey. And together, with all those things, I'm going to provide for you, humbly, three cocktails. The cocktail of Christmas past, of Christmas present, and of Christmas future. And so I'm just going to jump right in because we've got a lot to do tonight. So with the cocktail for Christmas past, I'm going to go for one of what's considered to be the original 6 cocktails. We're going to make an old fashioned, and we're going to Christmas it up again a bit. Typically, this drink is simple syrup, bitters, a cherry, and bourbon served over ice. I'm going to change it up a little bit for Christmas, and I'm going to start with a single Demerara sugar cube. And I am going to use a little bit of the syrup from within the maraschino cherry jar here. And we'll put that right in there. And another bar spoonful of that. And then I'm going to take my whiskey, and we're going to use Maker's Mark, and we're going to use 2 ounces of that. And I'm going to muddle this together just a bit. Break up that sugar cube some. And I kind of like doing this with a sugar cube because, as you drink the drink, as it evolves, the sugar is going to melt a little bit more. And the flavor is going to change just a little bit. And let's Christmas this up a little bit more. I've got some pomegranate seeds. I'm going to stir right into there. Kind of as another little garnish at the bottom. And I am going to add my ice and stir. On top of that, I'm going to put a little bit of orange bitters. And garnish merrily with a sweetened dried orange wheel. Set that right in here. And there we have it, a Christmas old-fashioned. Now, for the drink of Christmas present, I'm going to prepare coquito. Now, this is actually probably an even older drink than this. It's considered to be like a Puerto Rican eggnog, though there's really typically not any egg in it. And it's really rum, which we're going to be using here, and it's rum with the coquito mix. And this is a family thing. A lot of different families, they have their own recipes for it, so I kind of found a few of them, distilled what I thought I would enjoy. It's not the kind of thing you can prepare at the bar, so I'm going to turn it over to my handsome assistant. And I'm going to drink my old-fashioned while all that gets done. So, take it away. Thank you. Let's put this all together. We're going to start. I got my saucepan heating up here right on the stove, and I've got a can or 12 ounces of evaporated milk. We're going to start to get that good and warm. And I've got also a can of coconut cream, which I'm going to mix in there as well. And that's going to be a little bit more solid. So you're going to have to put it in, break it up, and there we go. A little bit there. And just a bit more. You gotta get all that in together as well. And I'm gonna sweeten mine up a little bit, and I'm gonna do about half a can of sweetened condensed milk. Mix that right in there. And a little bit more. Get it nice and sweet. All right, and I'm gonna start to whisk this all together. And the coconut cream starts out, fairly solid, but it melts pretty quickly, so you gotta get all this incorporated. And it's actually almost almost to the consistency we want already. That's how quickly this stuff liquefies a little bit. And now to add a little bit more seasoning to it. Now this part you can do sort of to more to taste than anything else. And I'm going to add some kind of very traditional holiday-ish flavors. So about a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I've also got some almond extract that I want to put in as well. Yeah, I'll just open that right there. And half a teaspoon of almond extract. Hold on one sec. There we go. All right. And I've got a sweetened dried orange wheel that I'm going to put in there. And also a couple of star anise pieces. I'll float that in as well. And lastly, a couple of cinnamon sticks. And this is going to basically, once we've got all our ingredients in, I'm going to put in 3 cinnamon sticks. It's the holidays. Once all those ingredients are in, maybe some nutmeg too. What do you think? Nutmeg? Nutmeg. I think nutmeg will be nice. And we'll just grind that right in. So we're going to need to strain this once we're done. But let's bring up the temperature now and bring all this up to a boil. And then once it's there, we'll bring it back down to a simmer. And we'll let it simmer about 20 minutes. What we're going to do is we're going to transfer it. I've actually sterilized this empty bottle of rum. We're going to transfer it to that. And you got to be able to keep it in the fridge really for a while, especially if you've got a good clean bottle. And then we'll bring it down to the bar and mix it up. So go on ahead and take it from there. Well, thank you very much. And when you have that coquito made, this has been chilling in the fridge for a couple of days. So this is it here. And so really, moving forward, the drink is actually fairly simple. I'm going to take my my glass here, put just a little bit of ice at the bottom, and let's see, for the rum. Now this is considered like a 5 to 2 ratio. So I'm just going to put in just about a couple ounces of this rum here. And honestly, I'm just going to eyeball this to the top because, this stuff's fairly thick. As you can see the way it pours. But the rum's going to thin it out nicely. There we go. Give it a stir with my trusty bar spoon here. And we are going to garnish that with a little bit of nutmeg. And a little bit of cinnamon. And there we have it. Coquito for the drink of the cocktail of Christmas present. Yeah, that's good. The rum, I could see how you could probably get a lot of different flavors using different rums. Kind of plays off everything we're putting into here. So this is a nice drink, maybe something for after dinner. Lastly, the cocktail of Christmas Future, and I'm just gonna kind of put some stuff together that I've been thinking of that I haven't really done before. And we're gonna use gin. I'm gonna put it into my shaker here. And I'm gonna use Empress gin. This has a lot of botanical flavor, and we're gonna use a good, honest 1.5 ounces or so. Gin right here, and I'm going to want the juice of about half a lemon. Perfect. Haven't really come up with a name for this, so as usual, if you can come up with a good name for it, I'll name a drink after you. I'm actually going to want to put an egg white into this. And again, this is sort of an egg white solution whereby about 1 ounce equals about an egg white. So we're going to put that in. And I want to take another one of those Demerara sugar cubes and put that in. So when we're doing anything with an egg white, again, if you can shake it without the ice first to get that egg kind of mixed in, frothed up a little bit, You know, there are a lot of gin drinks where you just kind of keep shaking and shaking and shaking until it gets all foamed up. All right, so we'll put that in. I'm also going to follow this up with about ½ an ounce of apple brandy. And we want to muddle a pear into here. Going to get a lot of nice flavors of winter going on. I have a nice ripe pear that I'm just going to dice right into here. You know, about 1/3 of it. Get my muddler going. And kind of again muddle this all together. And finally, to play off some of the floral notes, we're going to put an honest splash of Saint Germain. And then we are going to add our ice. And we shake again. That's a little slippery there. Strain this in. Nice and frothy, light purple color from that Empress gin. And finally, I'm going to top this with just a sprinkle of this. It's called Li Hing powder. Came all the way from Hawaii. It's sort of a salty, plum-flavored powder. It's used in a lot of treats there. It's actually very popular in Japan. And just going to sprinkle the top of it. Again, give it a little bit of a extra flavor. I like that. It's pretty unique. If you haven't had it, you haven't tasted anything like this. And a drink of cocktail of Christmas future. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm gonna have to think of a name for that. Merry Christmas, everybody. Spend it safely. Be good to each other. Get your flu shots. Wear your masks. Wash your hands. Talk to your medical professional about the COVID vaccine, whether that's right for you. Just be safe. Enjoy. Cheers.